Yeah, yeah, this is my palace. Champagne in my chalice.
Hey.
I got it all covered like a wedding band. Wonderland, so my alias is Alice. And we gon' start a motherfucking pussy riot. Or we gon' have to put them on a pussy diet. Look at that, I guarantee I got them quiet. Look at that, I guarantee they all inspired. A-Town made it out there. Straight out Kansas City, yeah, we made it out there. Celebrated, graduated, made it past fail. Class, Kool-Aid with the kale.
What's up,
Mama
son?
was a
You
G,
love
she was
everywhere
cleaning hotels.
tonight.
Papa was a driver, I was working
What's up,
retail.
Patricia?
Kept us in the back of the store.
Sabrina, what's good? Black Broadway is out, hanging out tonight. I'm just waiting on my partner in crime. You know how we do.
To the homies.
Hey.
Probably get an Emmy dedicated to the highly melanated.
I hope y'all having a good night. Happy Juneteeth.
Yeah, we highly melanated.
Us free. I've been saying that all day.
Yeah, Gemini still jamming.
You know what? Okay, let me see where she's at.
Running out of space on the damn.
I got so much to say. Today was exciting.
Too manish. Black girl magic. Y'all can't stand it. Y'all can't band it.
Hey,
like a bandit. They've been
it's the
trying
year of the Black Girl Magic. Let me see if my favorite person is here.
Jane Bond,
Not
never
yet.
Jane Doe, and I Jane Go, never Sambo, black and white, yeah, that's always been my camo.
I'm gonna change this song too.
Need some more ammo.
Where you at, Charlotte?
Like
Mamas with Cray, we waiting on ya.
I got away with murder, no scandal. Cue the violins and violas.
Hey.
We gave you life, we gave you birth, we gave you
All right.
we gave you earth.
I'm
We've
just
been
waiting
the
on
future. Don't make
I'm waiting
it
on an
worse.
important
We want the
component
world.
to this
Well,
thing.
what's it worth? Emoticons, Decepticons, and all the bots who twist the plot, who shot the sheriff, then fled to Paris. In the darkest hour, spoke truth to power. Made a Android out of your girlfriend. Let's get caught downtown in the whirlwind. And paint the city pink, and took the girls in, just in case the world in.
You always gotta let this thing warm up,
Nigga down, dog, nigga move back, take a seat, you are not involved.
Hey.
And hit the mute button, let the vagina have a monologue. Mansplaining, I fought him like
Charlotte, we're on live waiting on you.
Tsunami.
Coming.
For the culture, I kamikaze, I put my life on the
Hey,
line.
what up, Dale?
If
Oh, I
she
thought that
the
was
goat,
Dale
now would
Mack. Hi,
anybody doubt
Judy.
it? If she the gold, now would anybody doubt it?
Black Broadway is
Do
out
anybody
this
got it? Do
evening.
anybody got it? I say anybody got it.
Hey. Charlotte, I think I got who I need. Ooh, y'all's been a day, so I don't know how this is gonna go. You ready? You guys, what a day. I want to play one more song. I'm waiting on her or else I'm going to start. I don't know what's going on. But happy Juneteenth. I don't know why I want to hear this song, but I do. Okay. What's up, Theology? Hey, Charlie's in the building. Hey, Fiona. Hi, everybody, for hanging out with us on a Friday night, Juneteenth in it. All right, here we go. We got some moments with Cray. Carry on, get a woman. All right, here she comes. Night to morning like you know and cares. Carry on, get a woman. 'Cause even though they laugh and talk about the clothes you wear, I wish they could. Just scream. All right. All you ever needed. Coming in, my friend. Here we go. Takes a minute.
Oh, goodness gracious. It was a wild, what is wrong with my end of life every week?
I know.
Every week.
I know. That's the
Every
devil.
week.
That's the devil. Don't let him get your joy. What's up?
Girl,
Happy.
if the devil can't take your joy, he can't take nothing at all.
See, they didn't know we was going to keep that in our heart. This evening, we had a few people that came on. They waiting with us. So say what up.
Thank you. Thank you for waiting, because I was here and I was like saying, hey, I'm here, and they never popped up. You know, it's all good. It's all good.
It's all good because today, Charlotte, I know it's been a crazy day, so cheers to the week. I mean, sis, we didn't even know if we was going to make it here tonight, did we?
Girl, I heard you say your internet went out. My internet just went out. And my one computer jacked up. So I went to another computer and it was acting crazy. But we made it. We made it. Look,
made it.
Mama, I made
Hopefully
it.
we got some fun stuff to talk about. Girl, I can't even believe it's Friday again because it seemed like it was just Friday like a minute ago. Because
Oh my
last
gosh.
week's episode, I think it just like, it followed us all week, didn't it?
It was something else. Last week's episode, it brought a lot of, thoughts to my mind during the whole week. Ill will, that serendipity really stuck with me. It truly stuck with me. And I'm so thankful that I was able to, hear him say that and just apply it to some things that go on. Not necessarily for relationships, but, you got to capitalize on those impromptu moments.
Yeah, I know, I'm here for it. And I felt like all week I was more conscious of two things. One, listening. Like even when I walked it back, it's like hearing what he says before my opinion goes into it. Like, let me hear you, and then let me respond to what you're saying. Let me make sure I hear you. And I think our conversations got to go well because we were listening. And it also made me want to make sure that whoever my next situation is, that I make sure that I share a measure of compassion and love. Like, it made me want to be softer with.
Yeah.
It made me like, we gotta love on y'all in a different way, in the same way we want to be loved, right? Like,
Definitely.
we still have these traditional concepts of what it means for a man to love you and scoop you up and hold on to you, right? And so in the same way they want us to need them and, kind of like hold on to them. What is the word?
Reciprocity.
I saw it.
You gotta have some of that back and forth, beneficial, mutually beneficial for all of us. Not just I'm giving, you taking. Let's give, let's take. Let's make each other whole.
Yeah. And I found that when we were talking, especially with me and Paul, the last guest, were talking, we kept going. I keep saying that we went a little further and a little further. It's like I hear something that I wasn't really like feeling, and I'm sure sometimes he heard what he wasn't feeling, but we didn't shut down. It wasn't like, forget, you were. We just kept going, and I think we landed at a place of openness and understanding, and it seemed to vibrate with a lot of people out in the universe.
Yeah, that means relate. It's something that in those misunderstandings and trying to get to those places of resolve and balance and finding relationships is a common issue with a lot of people. So to be able to discuss it and know that you're not in this thing alone, it is, comforting, at least, and also educational. So yes, thank you. But that this week,
you check out. I got my chopstick. I went back on y'all. I went back on my chopsticks.
I see it.
My kid. Come on.
Yes, I love it though. I love it. The curly guy, you got the curly going on tonight. I went with the straight.
Yeah, but we had to come with a little black girl magic. I said, I'm not gonna come in here without some representative for the culture. Not tonight. Not
a little bit of curly. I'm feeling you. And today is Juneteenth, right? And we've been hearing about Juneteenth everywhere.
Yes.
It definitely wasn't on the main stage when we were younger. And not even, I don't know if it was on the main stage as it is, like it is this year, even last year, just because of all the things that are happening. Just because of all the things that are happening in our world today. So,
you know what? I think we believe it this time. It's funny. Somebody tagged me in a post today that said, if you grew up in Kansas City, you know about Juneteenth.
You do know about Juneteenth.
Had that big Juneteenth celebration, down off of like Prospect and stuff. Or not Prospect. It was somewhere. But anyway, I think this year we believe it. And I've never, like this morning I woke up and I sent out Happy Juneteenth text, like us free-ish. Happy Juneteenth. And it felt like there was so much energy in the world. Like there's so many activities going on. There's so much Black excellence happening tonight.
And it really came out, I felt like the story of Juneteenth is something that's really being taught. Like the real story, and how it was, people were still in slavery after they were freed, and here we are. Our ancestors were still in slavery after they were freed, and they didn't have any televisions or radios to say, hey, Didn't y'all get the memo?
Right.
And so that is a sad reality, you know, a
Yeah.
very sad reality. And to learn that not too long after they were, you know, informed that they were free,
Yeah.
that's when the Juneteenth celebrations started happening. So I definitely have really a newfound respect and regard for Juneteenth because I am from Kansas City. I live in Kansas City, and we do have Juneteenth celebrations all the time, and I attend a lot of them. But I
You
wasn't
weren't connected
totally
to like
aware.
what it was real. Right. It was like a disconnect. But now we're talking about, I want to say our governor here in New York said that this will be a national holiday now. And like,
Yeah,
we weren't even, listen, I keep saying now I'm like 2020 is epic. It is legendary. Like, I know at first it was like, but like, there's never going to be a year that we remember more than this year for so many reasons. Like, it starts in a dark place, but I know for myself, every day it's like, we always tease and say, what did we get? What did COVID give you? Like, what did we get out of it? Like, who we're becoming, not even as individuals, but as people.
yeah.
It's exciting.
Yeah. It is exciting because it's the byproduct. It's just a bit. It's a good byproduct of what the
Yeah.
COVID has given us, and it has given us a lot, and it has taken a lot. But you know, if we have to stay optimistic, and we have to understand the purpose of everything, you know, of actions and activities that happen. And this COVID has really been, it's given us some gains. And I'm happy about that. You know, one of the major ones is that everybody was at a standstill, you know, so we can see the injustice and we can hear it and we can feel it. And those who are not are a person of color, they can have that empathy, real empathy, and say, wow, I had no idea. We need to do
Right.
something.
You know what?
So,
I got so many thoughts. I'm super excited about Juneteenth. But today I was on another friend's live. Shout out Fiona. And she had a guest on, Charlie. Shout out Charlie. And I asked him, Charlie is an ally. And I asked him, do you really think that we need to explain this story? Like, are we still under the impression that we got to educate anybody on this story? I thought we all kind of knew this thing wasn't fair. So, like, I keep wondering why we're spending so much time on this whole, like, I need to be educated. Let me call my black friend and like, you knew I wasn't getting the good stuff the way you were. You knew that what I had on might stop me. You knew it was even a thing when I've been Angela Wildflower. That was even a thing. You know, it's always something that is like making you feel like it's not okay to express yourself in all of your creativity. But here we are today, and it felt like we had permission. It felt like we had permission to do that. So that was
yeah. No, I mean, you know, in terms of allies, sometimes people are blind, you know, sometimes, and it's not like conscious blindness. It's like, I don't see it. I don't want to see it. You just go about your life and live in it until somebody wakes you up. And then they're like, oh, wait a second. This is crazy. Is this what's really going on? But it's a crazy world out there. But I'm glad that it's changed. Our situations are changing. And there's, in addition to a lot of things that are going on, even in Kansas City, we have this Kaleidoscope. It's a ice cream shop here in Kansas City. It's doing a little Juneteenth celebration. This week we went to Kaleidoscope, and our daughters, they got black cherry and Oreo cookie cream ice cream, and it was delicious.
Okay, and that's a black-owned business?
It's a black-owned business here in KCK, and it is right off of Parallel, right on Parallel, like it's a little plaza like after 57th Street.
Okay.
So it's up there where there used to be Judy's Bakery. Used to be up there too.
Yeah.
So yeah, and it's delicious. So, and my friend also from Olathe, Kansas, came down and had some, and she was ranting and raving about it. So if you all get the chance, they're having an activity tomorrow from 12 to 2. So
what's the activity? What they doing?
They're giving away free ice cream.
Somebody said it's so good. The key lime pie is amazing.
That's what it
Good
says.
was
The key lime.
that. What is it called? Kaleidoscope.
Kaleidoscope, and
I
it's
love
not in
that.
KCK. So
Over
and
here by
Judy's,
Juneteeth.
yes,
Y'all kicking
right.
it
I
over
used
there.
to love Judy's Bakery because they had these little sugar cookies. I used to love those ice sugar cookies, but they don't have that anymore. So yeah,
Somebody said they gonna check
but
it out. Y'all,
yeah.
I'm still kind of reeling because tonight on Juneteenth, I watched the Antonio Awards, which was Black Broadway. This was so innovative, y'all. I gotta tell you, Black Broadway came together, and since the Tonys were canceled this year because of COVID, they came together and did the what? Antonios. And it was amazing watching the innovation of how I was like, we cannot be stopped. We cannot be beat. The innovation of we're all the way social distancing, watching the way they put an award show together that kept our attention for, I think that thing might have been on for an hour and a half. It was on. It was up for real, for real. But let me say, if anybody from Broadway, if y'all watching it, that opening number, my friend was on the phone. She was like, I'm tearing up. Like, it was beautiful to see all of those faces, all that innovation. And I said, this was impactful because I think tonight you see what a value we are to this community. And without us, it would be a whole different game. You know what I mean? And so tonight, I just hope that the world just kind of like loved on that small sector. It's Black Broadway. You know what I mean? It's artists that are out here giving everything we got. Because listen, it ain't nothing like being on Broadway in a beautiful way. And it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. You're doing so many shows a week, 8 shows a week. You're giving everything you got in energy, and they're giving it to us to have these really special experiences, but this industry was still not totally welcoming us like any industry, you know. But this time we kind of stood up, and I'm just so proud. I wanted to say, if anybody is watching, y'all should go watch it and support some of those artists that
Yes,
giving their heart and
definitely.
soul, because it was beautiful.
You know, and you definitely know what it means to be on Broadway because you yourself have been on Broadway and you've done your Thug Thizzle. So I have a appreciation for thespians because it is a lot of work. I've seen you put your time in, your grind in day and night on the calls from the morning to the night. It's not easy. It's not easy, but y'all make it look easy.
You know
that's what acting's all about.
No. But you've seen it all. You see the good days and the bad days, and you make me want to transition because I know we tonight is the night of the Black Girl Magic. So, in the spirit of that, I wanted to highlight someone I know, a friend of mine, who wrote this book, The Actor's Hustle, Shanna Solomon. Now, listen, I see this book. And it excites me so much because you're watching girls just like me. You write books. And this is her book on how to hustle and get in the game as an actress. Now, Shanna and I play on a web series together called First Dates. She was my best friend on the first season of First Dates. And since then, we've stayed cool. But I had to shout her out because I know we're celebrating women tonight, right? And Shanna, let's talk. Can we celebrate them? Because right before COVID, y'all, I had just started booking some things. I booked a couple TV shows, and I was super excited because Shanna helped me so much. She helped me at a time when I didn't really know where to turn. You know, I was unsure what the trajectory of my career was and where I was going. And I took one of her, she's a friend, so, you know, I took one of her seminars one night. This is before I was doing online seminars. And it wasn't anybody on there but me and one other person. But she was there diligently. And she gave me so much game that night. I mean, and she gave it from her heart. And I know the difference because I have friends that do all sorts of things. And people don't have to give you game, you know. But she did openly. And she was super instrumental in helping me find my new agents. And I just will forever grateful to her.
I remember that because right after that, it was a shift. There was a shift that happened. And it was like, wow,
It
And you
changed
did
the
a
trajectory
credit.
of my days, didn't it? I
Mm-hmm.
mean, I was up every day. I was like, this is what I dreamed about. I was out auditioning every day. I was voiceover. It was just so much good. And then I booked 2 TV shows in 1 week. That had never happened in my life. And then COVID came. What were the chances
Dun,
of that?
dun,
But I
dun,
kept
dun.
saying when I had my moment, I definitely want to shout her out, because I think sometimes as Black women, you know, we forget that we are very similar in type too. You know, that's a thing too. We can play the same things, you know, and it would have been very easy for her to turn her back on me, or for her to not share her resources or her contacts with me. And she did,
Yeah.
so open-heartedly. So I hope somebody goes and buys this book like I did. She's a great person. She's a great actress.
It's a beautiful
and
cover too. I like
isn't
that.
it beautiful? I'm
Like
like,
a
girl,
boss.
you wrote a book.
I'm a boss.
She's a boss, and she is out there. I know she's busy. I'll tag her in this later, but I just definitely, if we're talking Black women and the magic that we're doing, I want to thank her and just tell you guys about her book, because she's dope, and you can see her on a lot of TV shows. So that was my Black Girl Magic moment.
That's what's up. I wonder, I got a Black Girl Magic moment coming up pretty soon. Supposed to be Black Girl Magic coming to my door at some point.
Okay.
But she'll be.
Wait
Wait a second. I think I hear a knock at my door.
Oh.
Come on in. Come on in.
Wait, what's going on over there?
Oh, I got a visitor.
Yes, you do.
Destiny. That's
in studio guest.
In studio. Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm better now that you're here. Are you ready for a kiki and a kimono?
You know what? I've been kikiing. And I got my kimono. I'm ready.
She been kikiing.
I'm ready.
Come on, Owen, okay? So I just have to shout her out when we talk about, you know, Black girls doing Black girl things and making magic happen everywhere. She's been making some magic happen this year too. So we're gonna celebrate her. We're gonna talk about that a little bit later as well. Let me see what. Well, we're not gonna get into this week. Has been a wow for the Supreme Court. They've been doing a lot, but you know what? We've heard, you know, there some gay rights have been, you know, supported and upheld. The DACA has been supported and upheld, but also the thing here is that when this African proverb, because what you just spoke about, and your friend, she created this book. Not only that, but she also assisted you and gave you some words of wisdom that you could have practically applied to your life. You know, an African proverb says, when the music changes, so does the dance. So all of these items that are happening out there in the world, things are changing. The shifts are happening.
Yeah.
I like that. So you said, when the music changes, so does the dance. That's so dope, because, and it doesn't mean the dance stops. It doesn't mean that the dance isn't as dope as the last move. It's just different.
This is different. Y'all, do you guys feel the change, the winds of change?
Oh yeah.
I mean, does anybody down in the comments, do you feel the winds of change? I'm like hopeful about the winds of change. We talked about that a couple of weeks ago when the rioting had started.
Yeah.
In the protest. You know, people, the sound, the tone that, you know, reporters and the correspondents were having in their voices, it wasn't the same. It was like, okay, everyone's out here. We're all charged, you know, and rightfully so. I've heard that so much, rightfully so. Normally you don't hear rightfully so. It's like, I don't know why they're out there. What do they have to complain about? Didn't we give them a pallet on the floor? No. So the winds of change are coming. So speaking about winds of change and Black Girl Magic, guess who's getting retired? What you got to say?
Retired, or is she getting a makeover?
I don't know. They haven't particularly said.
What did
she had a Destiny.
They haven't said anything except for the fact that they were removing it because of the racial tone that surrounds. That racial tone has been there. It didn't just happen yesterday. How long has this come? Since 1889.
Well, she did get a makeover, though.
Yeah, do not front on her. She did get that pressing curl, right?
She did. She did.
We took the rag off, and she got to pull the rollers out.
Now she had like this.
But if y'all,
press
how
out.
y'all want her to look? Like, let's say we were in charge of dressing Aunt Jemima for this new box. What do you think 2020? What does she look like? For real.
Honestly, that whole name needs to go.
Ooh, you ain't my auntie.
You not my
Like, where does that come?
Yeah.
Mama. Like, come on now. Mammy.
Then they start talking about they're gonna change the Uncle Ben's, and then the other one.
How did I miss the aunt and the uncle being in issues?
Yeah. And then what was that one? It was
looking at the images, but even their titles are an issue.
Yeah. And Uncle Ben is clearly in like a servant's outfit, like the house guy.
And we know who she was.
Yeah.
We know who she was. I remember what was it? The commercial a long time ago. Like,
was that Miss Butterworth? They said they're looking into doing away with Miss Butterworth too.
They really, because that just perpetuates stereotypes about women too. You know, it's like, guys, can we just eat? Okay, I'm not meaning to go back to that Broadway.
Theology said hope is being restored. The protest has awakened us and caused us to stop to just complaining. We have, and I agree. Give it up.
She said
okay, let me read it again. Hope is being restored. The protests have awakened us and caused us to stop just complaining, because now we know our action sparks movement.
Ooh,
and that's right.
That was a word. Did y'all take it?
That was a word.
That was a word because it sparked action. Oh, I like it. It sparked action. You know, it made us all be like, how do we fix this? And all of us know this is just a window of opportunity. And I'm trying to get through the door. Listen, I'm working every day to be a part of this moment in ways that I can be proud of when I look back. What was you gonna say, Dee?
But even with this, it's like, what are our demands? What do we want to come from this? Like, we have to be able to say, I want legislation to change. I want the way that officers are charged when it comes to murder to change. Because right now, they're covered by a code. Whatever code it is, we don't have privy to it. But the law, as first degree stands, needs to change when it's applied to officers of the law. Because they should be held to a higher esteem. And they're not.
And this is coming from, ladies and gentlemen, a young lady who is going to be going to law school in the fall.
That needs to be the conversation.
The blue code, somebody said, the blue code. And but you know how something has been ingrained is tradition, right? You don't just wake up one day. None of us woke up today just all of a sudden doing what we were supposed to do that we weren't doing yesterday. So it's going to take, it's going to take some time.
It is. What they say, get the foot off our neck. Because this ain't Jemima.
Ain't Jemima.
That's old. It's been there. Yeah. They know that that's negative. They know what that is. But you have to look at it like this. When you look at corporate America, and when they say the C-level executives, African Americans are like 1 in 12. And they're always with the title of diversity and inclusion. And it's like,
you know,
but the music is changing, and so is the dance, and we gotta learn to dance, and we just can't learn to sit and listen to the music. But as Theology stated, we gotta learn to dance and get out there and get some action moving.
Get out there and get some action.
No, that's what are your demands? And you know what? Wait, we can segue here because you're right, Destiny. That those images, like I hadn't even thought about the fact why would that be on the shelf in 2020, right? And it's making me think about now we're transitioning to like all these politicians and these leaders. Like we've got all these Black women who are down front doing great things out here, right?
Yeah.
But they're still chased by those stereotypes of things.
The stereotypes. When we talk, you just stress the stereotypes because I don't know, you guys, it's a lot of stereotypes out there for Black women, and they weren't started so long ago, but we still have to deal with them as just we just are dealing with them. The first is like the vixen, the siren. What is the other word? It's the Jezebel. And so it started a while back, even when we were in Africa, because it looks like we were over there with not that many clothes on. So it's like, were we trying to entice these people who were coming, these explorers? But that's not the case. But it still is radiated until today. And then the next stereotype is the one we just talked about, is the mammy. And we already talked about that, and it's like, oh, she loves to take care of everyone, and she takes care of this, and she handles, and not in such a good, and that's that Aunt Jemima, and then Mrs. Butterworth or whatever, which has changed the image. And then the last is just like the angry black woman, which Michelle Obama had to combat herself.
Yeah. That's real. It's almost like and it's like, well, doesn't everybody get mad sometimes? But
it's
when ours does, it's so amplified. What'd you say?
You don't even have to be angry. You can just speak with authority, and people are going to see it as, oh, she's angry. No, I'm authoritative when I speak. I get it all the time. It's like, no, I'm not angry, but sometimes I speak in a way like, are you checking me? Yeah. No, I'm just speaking.
Yeah.
But it's offensive.
Yeah, we do find that maybe our voices have a directness, or sometimes I find that when people are like, calm down. It's like, I'm not mad. I might be passionate. I'm talking heavy, but like, I'm not like angry, What do we think? How can we combat these stereotypes? Or what is our obligation now as 2020? I know I'm throwing y'all on the bus. Like, here I go interviewing. But like, what is our obligation as women in 2020 to change that narrative? Like, what can we be doing? Some actions.
I mean, it kind of goes back because, like, whatever happens at the house, and it goes back to what happened, your conversations that you led so eloquently last week. Some of those conversations, how men and women interact at the home. It just continues to radiate throughout our lives. Mm-hmm. So how do we deal with it at the house? Like you said, it made you want to be a little bit softer, but it has to be reciprocated. Yeah. I mean, like some of the conversations we had last week regarding, men, women, and how, we don't necessarily get to the ideal family structure. Yeah. It probably is centered in at least that stereotype of an angry black woman.
It is. Now, Destiny, come on, let's get on into the tea. I'm ready KK with you. So
I'm ready.
Let's Kiki. Are you dating?
Currently, no.
Okay, let's talk to the smart woman who you just got your master's, right?
No. I just got my bachelor's in science of communication, but the emphasis was in public relations.
Oh, you did?
And you know what we have to say is she's I'm sorry. Before she said that she's a non-traditional student, yes, but she tackled that thing like a boss.
Of course. Oh no,
school
I have to say something that I didn't do. Go ahead. I went to school and worked 2 jobs. Full-time and part-time, and school full-time, like 15 credit hours. So it can be done. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So go ahead.
So all I was just trying to say is, okay, you popping. So where's the man? Where's Mr. Right?
We got some work to do.
Ooh,
I don't know.
What you gotta do, girl? Tell me.
We have some work to do. It is very hard. I have found that dating, and maybe it's where I'm located. I don't know, but because I expect a traditional household, I want God, I want my husband, and the family. I want, that's what I want. And it is hard to find a man that suits my core values. Because now you have so many men that they don't think the way that I think. They didn't come from 2-parent households. I didn't either. Okay. But guess what? It didn't stop me from seeing my grandfather. It didn't stop me from seeing my aunts and my uncles. All had successful relationships. So a lot of it is what is put into a person, and sometimes it's what's not put into a person. It's situational, because you could put one person in a situation and they can look at their mother, be a single black mother, and struggle, and they will be like, I'm gonna be the best man I can be, so that I don't have to repeat that cycle. And then you have some men who will see their mother struggle, and they just they get out here and they become the issue. They become the father figure or the person who wasn't there that allowed the mother to struggle. So it's situational. It depends on how a person is and how they receive their internal environment, their environment.
Yeah.
And so for me, I found myself running into men who didn't have fathers, or maybe they didn't know who their father was. So they weren't taught the things that I like. They weren't taught that as a man, be able to fix something. Or if you can't fix it, be able to pay to get it fixed.
Because you know what?
And so it's just a lot of things that come into it.
She said it's just a lot. It's a lot.
It's a lot.
No,
and for me,
it's a lot.
It's hard. I'm not a mother. I'm not taking care of anybody's grown son. I'm not doing it. I refuse.
No, I hear you.
Oh.
You want to know? Let me throw something on you that I threw on somebody this week. I said, I tend to date men that come from mothers and fathers. And they still, I was like, well, you would think like, oh, you've seen it done away. And you tend to highlight how well that was done, but that's not what you want. So what does that mean? Like, what I think it's going almost now beyond what they were taught and what they see on TV, what we have access to.
The influencers.
Influencers, and our world has changed. Come on, Charlotte. The dance has changed, right?
The dance
has changed.
So it's like we can get. Who needs you? Like I can get on Tinder or whatever, and I can find another you in a minute, literally, right? And I'm not saying me, but I'm saying that's what's happening. And I think we're totally lost inside the matrix. I don't even think we're dealing with life on Earth. We're dealing with life through life.
Oh yeah.
Because the music did change.
It did.
The music changed. Roles in our society changed. Just is totally different. And we've been thrown off our axis, and we just don't necessarily know how to navigate our way back to get into a place of, of growth and of something that you can nurture and fulfill across the board. There are areas that are good, but I think, it's some of these stereotypes that they have seen and that we're feeding into that we have to stop at the house. Like, we got to stop those stereotypes from infiltrating our families, our children, because...
But how do you stop that? Like, how do we, I mean, it's part of our world. Like, how will we stop it?
You have to stop it just by every day. So anyone out there with a daughter or with a son, if you feel like some stereotypes are being manifested and played out in them, and that's not even what they saw in their own home, then you need to stop it.
Yeah.
I got a question. Okay, I'm coming for
What
you.
about
I'm coming back to Destiny. So, but Destiny, it seemed like you wanted a stereotypical man. I'm just playing devil's advocate, but it seemed like what you were looking for was a man who fit some type of box too. So how can we do that, but then we don't want the box? Just ask it.
But that's why I said it's individualistic, because everything is not going to work for everybody. Like, what I want may not work for somebody else. But what I want is a man who is, I'm very capable of taking care of myself, but I still want a protector and a provider, because that's what I'm going to be for you. Like reciprocity, reciprocal relationships. I will protect and provide for my home. I will work for the man that works for me. How about that? That's like my thing. And so you just get so many men that and it's not, I don't ask for much, but sometimes you don't. But if you asking the wrong person, it could be a lot.
Yeah.
It could be a lot. And so that's just what it is.
Well, I like what you
just said, that men are still non-committal, and I think that's huge. I think that's real. We don't want to deal with, like last week when I was asking the guys, it kept feeling like it almost was an avoidance thing, like, or we rationalized it down to the common denominator that we think it's okay, that we totally lost how we just pick, commit, like, it's like, I want to be with everybody, and that's good, or else just, oh, well, for you, everybody want to be with everybody, come over here. It's like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't want to get off a subject, but even with the making of the family, we got to go into that systematic issue of the welfare system.
Yeah.
And how that dismantled the Black family. we got to think about segregation and what that did to us as a community.
Yes.
And so,
because theology just said the value of the family has been played as non-essential.
And it's very essential. Everybody I know that has really excelled in life, for the most part, have a good support system. Your support system is your family. Now, I'm just saying, that's just me speaking for me.
No, that's
right?
wrong, girl. Kiki.
And so, whether it be your friends that become your family, you need that support system. Everybody needs somebody.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And so, because the way I grew up, for me, it's always been family. It's always been family. My friends become my family.
Yeah.
So it has been downplayed and it has become non-essential over time. But I think that those influencers and those stereotypes help it.
Well, I think I'm going right back at you, Destiny, because I think the stereotypes across the board kill it. Somebody earlier said on my Facebook when they were responding about whether or not men wanted to be committed, somehow we got to the point where I said, you know what, I think women come into these situations still wanting this fairy tale, this thing that we've been taught that the men are supposed to be. And I think that's still attached to what you're saying. There's this concept of what this structure looks like. And I don't think that structure was ever real. I don't think what our grandmothers gave us was real, or our great grandmothers gave us. They gave us the storyline, but not the truth. And as we evolve, people want to be more and more free. Men are figuring it out, women are figuring it out. And it's like, while I think we have to get back to something, I don't think we can do it just based on what grandma and grandpa did, because it wasn't the truth.
Yes, and I totally agree with you, but that's when the music changes.
The music, yeah.
Now we have all these options. Women have a lot of options. Prior to, these last decades, women didn't have a lot of options. You go home, you have a lot of children, you work, some type of domestic job, or you didn't work at all. And then you just are subject to whatever anybody is going to give you. But now, to be truth of the matter is, we stated earlier, a couple weeks ago, that Black women are the holders of high degrees, disproportionately, because we just continue to keep going because we have to. Yeah. So the music changed. We're no longer subjected to having to just sit and take whatever.
Yeah.
Now we all need to catch up. And like I said, we've been thrown off the axis, and we got to get back. Yeah. And that's got to look unique for everybody's situation. But at the end of the day, you have to have that reciprocity.
Somebody said the illusion of options. And it is an illusion of options, because ain't nobody on Tinder. You could scroll through that thing all day. Ain't nobody you really, I shouldn't say no.
I'm not an online dater either.
You're not. I have been before, but I abused it. I ain't do it right.
And entrepreneurs, that's right. I'm sorry.
What'd you say?
No, I was reading Lasagna.
What did that mean, and entrepreneurs? What was that?
Like women leading entrepreneurship.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
Black women, rather Black women.
I think as we move in those places, the music changes. Because what looks like a need for me, I know is not the same for a woman a generation ago or a generation ago. Like, I don't feel that need. Like, when I hear you say, now that doesn't mean I don't want a partner or a man, but I don't feel that need that's like, I want this structure to look like, I don't have a picture in my brain, but I didn't grow up with that. You just said it. It's all depends on what your background is. And so because I have yet to see what I want, I don't have nobody that I'm like, oh, I'm going to do it just like them, or I'm going to do it just, I haven't seen what I wanted yet. So I've been kind of like, well, I'm open to that thing looking different than maybe traditionally it looked. I don't know what that means. I'm just saying. But
this is what you have to do. Everything today is so unique. We're all working from home. I work from home. You work from home. She works. That's not what it used to be. And before, they probably, employers wouldn't think you were productive without, the man on you. But they get more from you when you're working at home. So, hey. But I liked it, but the music changed. We had to change the dance, right? We couldn't be at the place of work. And the thing is when she said that she wanted somebody who could take care of home, fix these things, and if you couldn't fix the things, pay. But the crazy thing, and that's like one of those stereotypes that we buy into. And, you know, as the COVID, the things that the COVID gave us, we started our conversations out with, you know, well, you know, talking about cooking and not necessarily wanting to be, you know, serving somebody. But as the time has gone, we've cultivated a different idea about what we want to do in this world. In cooking.
Definitely.
Like, especially, I'm speaking of for you, Angela. Because, you know, we changed. Like, at first we might not have been the best at it because we didn't have to be the best at it. But now, okay, we can go in this kitchen, we can tear it up. And when I was dating in the world, I was really clear that I wasn't cooking for anybody. Because what am I doing out here going to showcase that I know how to cook a roast and some potatoes? So you can do what? Be like, yeah, you can cook for me at any time. And like Destiny said, if I'm cooking for you, are you about to come build me a room? Because I really want one. I need a she shed. That's as I digress.
Because I'm going to ask you.
But
can you cook? Nigga, can you build a house?
Can you build a house? But like we said, I'm not gonna just cook. I'm not just cooking arbitrarily for anybody who comes in my. I cook for the right person, and they should do the same thing for us. They should.
But I think that in love, honestly, like I don't sit here and think of these things separately. I think in love, you want to be gooey with that person. You just want to do for them in a way that isn't like, I ain't doing that, because I hate when men come at me and tell me what they're not gonna do up front. Lord, why not? That's what I like.
I agree.
Do that. Well, and I don't want to do him like that. I don't want to come and be like, I don't do that. It's like, okay, boo, you like that? I'll figure it out for you. I think that's the thing you said. For the right person, you figure things out. You want to, even if it's not perfect. You say, for you.
And it's unique. It's unique.
It's moving in that space, knowing that love, I think, shifts us. And that's why Black love is we didn't mean to get back here, but that's why Black love can be revolutionary, because if we really would just open up to loving each other, we would do right by each other. It's just these walls between love and what we want. And
I agree with that.
Yeah.
Because I'm actually the opposite. I love to cook for my man. Like, that's what I like to do. I like to make sure that you get off work, you comfortable, you cool. What do you want? Like, I like doing stuff like that. Unfortunately, it just ain't work.
Well, because we all
and it's fine. Because the right person appreciates it.
Say it again.
I said the right person will appreciate it, but
and we all know that's not enough. That's why there's like I do respect that the men didn't like lay out like she got to do this, and that, and that's gonna be my wife. Like, no, they was like it depends on the day and what that person brings. So it's like this can be a mixed bag, I think.
Right. It can be.
I think really our spirits and now don't get me talking, but I think our energies connect to people. Like the people that I have wanted to be with was rarely about what they did, how much money they made. It was more about how I felt in their presence. It was more about whatever connections were, bringing us together. That's usually what I want to hold on to more than like structural ideas. Like I'm not saying I want somebody that can't.
And no,
you know what I'm saying.
No, because it evolved, and it's like that's rudimentary. Like there's that basic structure is what it is. And when you find somebody that you're willing to do go to the next level with, I don't know what the next level is. You got to do it in your own way without the constraints of the world saying, this is what it need to be. You need to cook. You need to fix. You need to this. Because that don't work. Like, we're all unique. We're all unique.
For some people, it doesn't work. For some people, like I said, it's all individualistic. The things that stroke you and stroke her might not stroke me.
Right. So it's just...
So I might look for certain things in a man that some people might feel like it's traditional or biblical, but that's the way, that's what I want. But it doesn't make it right. It doesn't make it wrong. It's just what I want.
Yeah.
And so, That's why you go out here and you date and you find the people and you find that match your values and match your core values, and then you take it from there.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. And if it does, ta-da, magic.
Yes.
No, you're right. I think that's where we came to last week too at a conclusion. It's like you gotta stick with your people. But I think we are saying that like that love is big enough to see us through some of these differences, some of these hesitations.
Yeah.
And thank God for that. You know what I mean? That makes me feel hopeful that Black love, revolutionary love, can still be obtainable. I think somebody said I come from a family of strong women. And
I think that was Adrienne Renee.
Family has been essential for me. So I believe that is my gift and my curse. Someone else, theology says some of us are holding on to the biblical ideas. I don't think it's wrong. I think you must find the community that still matches those ideas. Different strokes for different folks. We're all trying to figure it out, what works for us. And I mean, it goes on and on.
But,
and I think that's true. And I honestly think as everybody, like, what if we did remove some of those? Because I laughed because when the boys said they didn't have this, and that, I would have rattled off about 10 things. I like him to be that. And I'm like, I think maybe that's where we play ourselves by not just bringing our most honest self to the table and letting somebody else bring their most honest self and see where we really honestly like land, not in what you do and what you present. Because I can't stand people that present. You know, you seem
your
like
mean don't match your
nice
move.
guy, but when I pull it back, you're not. Like,
let's just let the records reflect back to the Angieism, one of the very first Angieisms that were brought to Kiki and Kimonos. Your meme don't match your movement.
When your meme don't match your movement, right? You present one thing, but then who you are isn't. And I just think a lot of people are doing it. I think women are doing it in droves because they feel the need to live up to these stereotypes and an idealized life. It's like, can we live life authentically? This is what feels good to me. This is what sucks to me. This is, and then I find that person that wants to do that dance with me.
That dance is all about the dance. And to speak of that, in times where you need to learn, what I feel like when I learn the most about myself is when I build some kind of rapport with someone that I can trust. And that was the word of the week, is camaraderie, and especially amongst Black women. We need to build up camaraderie so that we can have these honest communications and engagements. So not only just to hear everyone, but so that we can get it out in the world, bounce that off of someone who has an idea and that I can trust, and I respect their thoughts and how they're moving in the world, and so that I can move different. And so camaraderie, the word of the day, it is a feeling of friendliness, goodwill, and familiarity among people in a group. And I feel like Black women are really investing in camaraderie because we know if we want to go far, we go alone. If we want to go fast, we go along. If we want to go far, we go together. Yeah. So we've learned that we need to go together. Yeah. And that's why we're building up this camaraderie. I can't do everything by myself.
Exactly.
In this moment more than ever, I think because there's nothing we can depend on outside of this. Like, the world is so crazy. So like having these camaraderie, these circles, these people that you can depend on, you know what I mean, gives you some stability. So it makes me want to be more accountable to my sister, more accountable, you know what I mean? Because we need each other in a different way. So I'm here for that.
She was like, she wanted to see some of that.
I wanted y'all to see that.
Because these are some of the attributes and adjectives that there were a group of women polled, Black women polled. And, earlier we talked about the negative stereotypes that don't necessarily feed into the camaraderie. Okay. But the words that they said that, the adjectives that described us, and this might be the wrong way, so you might not can see it. Spiritual, intelligent, funny, fashionable, family-oriented. Like, those were words that Black women described for ourselves. Not necessarily powerful, strong, but, all these other adjectives. Because sometimes, I am a strong Black woman, but I'm also spiritual, I'm funny, I'm intelligent. I don't have to use that, you know, strong of a word, because clearly when I walk into a room, hey, but
Kristen says a lot.
But those are other adjectives that we've used for ourselves, and I think that's wonderful. Those also,
but I think people are complex. Nobody
very.
We're
very
both in, right? So it's fine for them to sometimes, some of the things they say, that's fine to me, but don't leave that out too. Don't leave out that we're smart. Don't leave out that we're kind. Don't, you know what I mean? I think too many times people just want to hear the good adjectives about themselves and they leave out the bad, or sometimes people just give you bad and leave out the good. It's like, I was talking to somebody today that said something really good, that sometimes who we are as people works at different parts of the day. For instance, if you are really great in the office and you're really like anal, sometimes you can't bring that home at night. That don't work at night, okay? But sometimes if you real soft and stuff at home and it's time to go to the boardroom, that doesn't work, right? So it's like, but it works part of the day. And I thought that was really a big thought. Like, there's value and there's a gift and a curse to everything that we bring, you know? And if we can get comfortable in that, and we can find men that allow you to be that transparent, where you get to see like all my beauty and all of the unbeauty.
The real
beauty in.
But I like to call that, because I say that a lot, it's a chameleon, right? I always say that you can be a chameleon, but your core, you have to have a core that's the same wherever you go. So yes, you can't be everything in the same place. You got to change the color when you move to a certain, but at your core, you should be the same. But that's a definite and true concept, because you cannot be everything. I cannot be that here at the house. And I just have to shout out Mr. Ford, because he does allow me.
He does.
I don't even like to use the word allow, but I'm going to go ahead and say that. He accepts me as what I am, because I'm a little wild and I'm a little crazy. I mean, I might not be that here at all the time. But he's just like, okay, what? And he gives me crazy looks. But you have to find that person. And I think what we were all talking about is just being able to, one, articulate who you are in this world. Two, being able to move that way. Make sure your meme matches your movement, okay? And three, staying true to it. Because once you do that, you're going to find the person to fulfill you, regardless if you love to cook and clean, regardless if you love to rule wherever, you're going to find that person.
Yeah, and I think we're talking about the wrong things, and I'm just as guilty when we bring that up. I don't think none of that matters. Like, not for real, for real. Like, I bet you and me, Destiny, definitely, we have probably picked men before that we didn't have no business on paper liking. Like, it wasn't like, oh, I like you because you live up to all these things. You just caught me at a time, and now I'm rolling. I don't know. Something told me that's what you.
I
don't pick the bad one too. I just got a good.
I got some bad apple stories that we're gonna have to tell off of Kiki and Kimonos. But
Kiki and Kimonos is the right place to tell.
No, it's not. It is not, because I am really not this nice. Okay, so.
You ain't new to this. Adrian Renee said you ain't new to it. You true to it. That's what I'm talking about.
I just straight. What? I'll be like, what the hell? Like, what? But you know what?
Let it loose.
But you know what? I'm gonna just say this.
What?
It has all worked for me. Anything that the devil meant for bad, God meant for good.
That's my favorite. That's my favorite one.
Need them. Period. Because when I look at where they at now,
say it again for the people in the back.
People that they dealing with, I'm like, shit. Thank you, Jesus. I'm so happy I ain't her. Like, sometimes I just say like, "Ooh, thank you, God. Ooh, I'm so happy I ain't her." Ooh, poor baby. I have to pray for her.
What the devil?
Right. And that's
what
it.
you meant for wrong.
But we were still with those people, for whatever reason, right?
For
like not
reason.
Out of our most logical sense. You know, so I sometimes, Charlotte knows, I'm not good when people sometimes, oh my God, it's over. It's over. We got 1 minute.
Oh wait, okay, let me go ahead. Hold on. Okay. The last quote from Maya Angelou. Okay? If you're always trying to be normal, you will never know how amazing you can be.
That's real.
Touche.
Don't change your stripes, boo. We like stripes.
Touche.
Keep doing what you doing and do it well. Like Beyonce says.
We coming back with more Black Girl Magic next week. We always got something. Hey, thank you for rolling with us.
Thank you, That's Amor, Mono
Thank you.
This is my cousin slash sister, y'all.
Right?
Yes.
Yep.
All right, so we'll be back next Friday. Who knows what we'll be talking about? Who knows who we'll be talking to? But we're gonna be here with a Kiki for you. Thank y'all for hanging out. Happy Friday. Happy Juneteeth.
Thanks, y'all. Bye.